too much. What's your name?
Fly Guy DC.
I got DC. What you do?
I do a lot. Radio personality, got one of the top night shows in the city of Atlanta. Do a lot in the community. Event host. Host damn near everything that matters in the southeastern region in the world.
Oh yeah? Just like that?
Just like that.
How long you been on radio?
I've been on radio since 2015, so about 6-7 years.
Okay. What made you want to get into that?
It just happened, to be completely honest. I played college basketball. I played sports all my life, football, baseball, basketball. Played all three in high school. And then when I went to college, I played basketball and just happened to hop on the mic and start talking at a party. And then from there, hosting just elevated and took off.
Really? What school you went to?
I went to Morrow High School, and then I went to Middle Georgia, and then I went to Clark Atlanta.
Okay. So how you get this name Fly Guy DC?
Oh man! At first, when I first started hosting, it was when I first moved to Georgia. They just started calling me DC because I was from Washington DC.
Yeah.
And when I got on the basketball team, like the way I dressed, when I got down here in Georgia in 2008, 2007, like the dressing wasn't how it is now.
Yeah.
So like back then, you had the jabots, you had the tall tees, and you had the Air Force Ones, which you still have Air Force Ones to this day. But back then, when I came from DC, like my jeans were fitted already. My shirts were not like oversized shirts, so my clothes were fitted, and they just started calling me Fly Guy.
Yeah.
And they put the Fly Guy with the DC, and that's how the name came about.
Okay. So since you've been doing radio, how'd you start? How'd you get your start at radio?
Steve Hegwood, the owner of Streets 945, actually commented on one of my pictures and told me to email him. I emailed him, I want to say like 2013. He didn't email me back until 2015. First day, I go meet with him. He's like, come to the station, meet with me. First day, he put me on Holiday Show.
Really?
Like no radio experience, no training, no nothing. First day I was on Holiday Show. The first day I met with him.
Yeah. So you was an intern on the show?
No, I never was an intern. I never even did anything in school dealing with radio for real. I mean, I took a couple of classes for media, but my bachelor's I got in criminal justice. So like they just threw me in the fire, to be completely honest.
You were nervous?
I wouldn't say I was nervous. I don't fold under pressure, so I like challenges. It was weird at first, but I had help. Like I wasn't running the boards by myself. I was just talking. So Holiday was there, Sticks Malone was there. So those type of people like walked me through. Like, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah. From there, how did you progress through the radio?
Oh man, 2015 I started with Holiday. I built my brand even more. Still built my brand outside of the station. 2017 came, and when 2017 came, there was a bidding war in Georgia in general because a new radio station came, the iHeart station came. So everybody was moving around. People were trying to take people from stations, and a bidding war started to come about with me between a couple of the top stations in the city. And from there, I went back to Steve and was like, hey, I want this. And it happened. I got my own show in 2017. So once I got my own show, it was me and Ferrari Simmons. He had left V103 to come back to to come back to Streets. And we both had the 6 to 10 together from 2017 to 2020. Fast forward 3 years after that, another bidding war is in the city. And I landed 6 to 10 by myself. So now I have 6 to 10 by myself. Like, it's just me.
Gotcha. So how has that changed you in the city?
It changed tremendously. A lot more pressure. A lot more work that I got to do. A lot more dedication I have to do just because it's me by myself. The respect in the city has grown tremendously. Just everything in the city is just, it went up like 20 notches from when I had a show with somebody to me having a show by myself. Because it's like everybody doubted me and was like, oh, that little nigga can't do radio, or he's not a radio guy, and etc. When I was on shows with other people, so the ratings and everything wasn't really, it was a team effort.
Yeah.
As far as ratings, like when I was on Holiday Show, it was really Holiday Show. I was just an add-on.
Yeah.
When it was me and Ferrari, it was both of our show, but Ferrari's the real radio guy. And I wouldn't say I was an add-on. Like, it was equally for both of us, but people were still down, oh, he can't do this because he has Ferrari. But now that I'm 6 to 10 by myself, since January of 2021, you don't hear those same talks that people are saying no more. Niggas know they gotta come with it.
Your show strong?
Yeah, my show is extremely strong.
The ratings good?
Ratings are incredible. Yeah. For us to be where we're at, for us to be the smallest station with the smallest signal, with the smallest antenna strength, my show's been top 10 since I've got the show.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's out of 30, 40, 50 plus stations, because it's not just urban stations. So when you do ratings, it's talk shows, it's sports shows, it's old school. Anybody from my time slot is on the rating slot. So that's every station you ever hear in Atlanta in general is on the same rating radar. So me being top 10 with the smallest antenna signal out of 50 plus stations, that's incredible for me.
So what is it that makes you nice?
Just everything about me. First and foremost, it's always about the people. And I understand that. I've mastered that. I'm relatable. I can relate to people. People in their cars can relate to me. Even outside of that, my show is just interesting. It's like I'm the cool guy in the city.
Yeah.
You go to the clubs, you're going to see me. Yeah. You go to the schools, you're going to see me. You listen to the radio, you're going to hear me. So it's like it's hard to get around me because I'm everywhere. Yeah. And then just to break my show down, like nothing about my show is like anybody else's show, and I stand on that, and I make sure I stand on that. Respect to everybody, because I respect everybody. Man, Stewie's super tight. Holiday, Greg, respect, the utmost respect. So it's nothing against nobody, but radio is radio. And everybody has to do the same thing first and foremost. Yeah. Just because it's rules of radio. Yeah. But I'm so creative to where I can make the same thing not seem like the same thing. Yeah. So like my 6 o'clock hour is something like people get to call up and talk to me, and I'm like their therapist. So like it's like a safe space for the listeners because it makes them relate to me. It makes me more relatable to them. I'm helping them with their problems. 7 o'clock hour, it's all about people shouting out their best friends. Yeah. 8 o'clock hour, I got something that I do for my 25 and over club and 25 and under club. 9 o'clock, then I got an 8 o'clock mix for a whole hour, and then my 9 o'clock is my countdown. So like my show is creative in a sense because I'm talking to the people, yeah. and I let the people run the show rather than me run the show, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So that's something you learned over the years.
Yeah, something I've learned. I mean, I always knew coming in the game in general, even hosting, it's never about me. It's always about the consumer. It's always about the crowd. So I understand the aspects of that. So I've mastered understanding what the people want, and I just apply it to everything that I do because I'm a radio personality or because I'm a host. Like I have to apply it to everything that I do in everyday life.
Gotcha. So with your job now, how often are you in the clubs?
Booked, 5 days a week, and that's just because I choose to be. I can be booked 7 days a week. I can be triple, quadruple booked, but I'm expensive. Okay. Let's just put it that way. Not like every other host, and nothing against nobody. Yeah. But I get paid by the hour. Mm-hmm. And majority of the clubs pay me to be at the club for about an hour, 15 minutes because of my price. And it's nothing, I think it's more with my price and on the fact of they're not accustomed to paying a host every week a certain amount of money. Yeah. And the amount of money that I get to be there for an hour is like shit.
Yeah. So it changes.
Yeah.
So if you at the club consistently, what's the difference in Atlanta between regular clubs and strip clubs?
Oh, there's a major difference. You can't treat a regular club like a strip club, first and foremost in Atlanta. Because strip clubs is not regular clubs, and regular clubs are not strip clubs. The music selection is way different. The way DJs play are way different. The way hosts talk is way different. The clientele is way different. Strip clubs and clubs are like each other in the sense to where regular clubs you have to cater to the people. Strip clubs you have to cater to the dancers. So it's still the same concept. And then just even in a sense more like strip clubs, like you know what you're going to the strip club for. You ain't going in there just to sit around like you at a drive-in movie theater. Like you have to go in there and fuck it up. Yeah, like you can't just be in there chilling at the bar, one drink. Nah, there's a drink minimum at fucking strip clubs. Regular clubs, you don't have no drink minimum. Regular clubs, you got more sections. Regular clubs, you got more people wanting to be seen. Strip clubs, people want to be seen, but it ain't really niggas who go into strip clubs all the time and throw money all the time. Don't too much care to be seen. If they just do it because they like to do it.
Yeah. So since you've been in the city, what type of status is Magic City?
Man, Magic City is the cream of the crop. Nothing will ever replace Magic City. Nothing will ever take over Magic City. And that's nothing against anybody else, but it's like Magic City is the foundation of Atlanta when it comes to the strip clubs. Magic City is like the Michael Jordan of the strip clubs. Of course, as time goes on, you're going to have new strip clubs, new this, new that, new that, and nothing against nobody. Everybody is in their own lane, but everybody is still always going to revert back to the basics, what they know, what's been around the longest, what is the GOAT to them in their sense. Just like if you do the Michael Jordan and LeBron comparison, you have people before my time saying Michael Jordan is the GOAT. You have people in my time and younger like, nah, LeBron James is the GOAT. Nobody's wrong in their sense because I didn't grow up on Michael Jordan. I grew up understanding LeBron more than Michael Jordan, so my views might be different or my opinion might be different, but at the end of the day, you have to give the respect to where it's needed. And Magic City is one of those foundations, just like, and even if you compare it to the radio aspect, Greg Street laid the foundation for niggas like me to be on radio in Atlanta. Frank Ski, Ryan Camry laid the foundation for Dirty Boys, laid the foundation for niggas like me to be on radio in Atlanta. So if they lay the foundation, like, that respect is always going to be there. Their name is always going to be in rooms to where if they're not relevant no more, their name is still in those rooms just because they built the foundation. So Magic City, like, it's just in a class of its own when it comes to strip clubs and just in general.
What you think the magic is behind Magic City?
Food, first and foremost. The food is fucking incredible. The chefs y'all got in there, immaculate, phenomenal, magnificent. Even outside of that, the dancers. The dancers are very, very important to any foundation of a strip club. You have the cream of the crop in there. You have your little booties, your medium booties, your big booties, your fake booties. You have light skin, dark skin, brown skin. You have foreigns. You have tall. You have short. You have natural. You have a variety of everything in there. And then even on top of that, the foundation that Magic, and I'm talking about the OG Magic, like the foundation and the work ethic and creativity that he's had over the years is another thing behind why it's still going the direction that it's going.
So when you look at Magic, I mean, of course, you being in Atlanta, you go to a lot of different clubs. Mm-hmm. What is it that you think keeps people coming back outside of the dances?
The vibe. And yet again, the only thing I could keep comparing it to is the lifestyle that I live. I know people come back to clubs that I host. Promoters get the people in the club, but the DJ and the host keeps the people coming back. So outside of the dancers, of course, it's the vibe with whoever is setting the tempo. And even beyond that, people go to Magic City and they can be comfortable. Other places, you have to compete and you have to outshine somebody. You can go in Magic and throw $500 and still be who you are. You can go in Magic and throw $2,500. You can go in there and throw $5,000, but you're not in there to outshine nobody, or you're not in there for the glitz and glams. You're in there because you want to be in there. I feel like what the culture is coming to now, other places and just clubs in general, like, niggas go to look good to outshine motherfuckers rather than a vibe or rather than the energy that the place gives.
Gotcha. So, what you been in, bringing it back to radio a little bit, what you been in the game for 7 years now?
Almost 7 years.
What's next for you?
TV is next. TV is next, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's in the works. There's a lot of stuff I can't even speak on. But, I mean, TV is next. It's nothing else. I've conquered everything I could conquer as a host. I've hosted the biggest parties. I've hosted the biggest concerts. I've hosted festivals. I've traveled the world and hosted. Like, it's much more I can do, but I've already surpassed people who've been doing this 15, 20 plus years as far as a host. Okay. And I feel like I perfected hosting. Okay. So now once I perfect radio, then that next route is TV.
And if I was a kid sitting home realizing who Fly Guy DC is, what is it that I have to do to become somebody like you?
The best thing I could tell anybody in any field that want to do anything, the first thing you have to stay consistent. Because just at that breaking point could be the next day could be the day it's your time. There's no time limit on when you're going to get to where you want to be or how you're going to get to where you want to be. Understand your path is not everybody else's path. Just because somebody route was easier or somebody route you didn't see the hard work and etc. doesn't mean no path is the same path. Like everybody in any field has a different path regardless. Outside of that, just stay dedicated to what you want to do. Stay creative. It's 2021, damn near 2022. If you're not creative or can't create on the spot and be different from everybody else, you're never going to stand out. But repetition, consistency, dedication, and just staying creative has got me to where I am at, and I know for sure it can get anybody to where they want to be. Well, listen, man, before I get up out of here, I got to let you know it's me, Fly Guy DC, the Go Goldie, a.k.a. Mr. 6 to 10. And listen, east side, west side, north side, south side. Make sure you tell your mother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your grandmother, your grandfather, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your niece, your nephew. Tell your whole goddamn family that it don't get no better, it don't look no better, and it definitely don't sound no better. I am Fly Guy DC, and I am Magic City, motherfucker.